An apex biological threat washes ashore. They consume everything in their path, passing the genetic traits of their prey to the next generation. Soon, these chimera ants are walking, talking, and preparing to systematically cull the human race. Standing in their way are our traditional shonen heroes. We have Gon, a pure-hearted boy looking for his father, and Chairman Netero, the oldest and most disciplined martial artist on the planet. The board is set for a classic tale of good triumphing over evil. The humans do win the war. The threat is neutralized. Yet anyone who has watched Hunter x Hunter will tell you this victory feels like a devastating, soul-crushing defeat. To understand why, we have to look at a narrative structure called a chiasmus. This happens when two opposing forces cross paths and completely trade moral positions over the course of a story. The hero's triumph leaves us feeling empty because surviving this extinction event required a heavy price. To win the war, humanity and the monsters traded souls. When the Chimera Ant King, Meruem, is born, he operates on pure biological certainty. To him, humans are livestock. Physical strength and the capacity to dominate are the only metrics that determine a creature's right to exist. To prove his absolute superiority across every metric, Meruem summons world champions of various board games to his palace. He defeats them all effortlessly, until a blind, frail, human girl named Komugi sits down to play a game called Gungi. This chart shows movement on the board as the apex predator faces a physically powerless opponent. He loses repeatedly. Komugi has no combat abilities, wealth, or status, yet she possesses a dedication the king cannot break. When Komugi is severely injured during a palace invasion, Meruem faces a choice. He looks at this fragile human, realizes he does not want to lose her, and orders his royal guards to save her life. He chooses empathy over biological dominance. The ultimate predator stopped measuring worth by physical power alone. By finding purpose in his connection to a single frail girl, the monster evolved to discover his own humanity. While the monster learns compassion, the human response takes the opposite path. Chairman Netero arrives to fight the king, unleashing his 100-type Guanyin Bodhisattva. It is a stunning, spiritual manifestation of a lifetime dedicated to strict martial arts discipline. Netero strikes with speed that leaves sound behind. But against Meruem's sheer evolutionary perfection, this highly disciplined, honorable martial art fails. The king absorbs the blows and systematically severs the chairman's limbs. Netero anticipates this. His backup plan relies on a device called the Poor Man's Rose, a cheap, highly toxic, mass-produced nuclear weapon wired directly into his own heart, set to detonate the moment it stops beating. Gon mirrors this exact descent. Learning that his mentor has been killed, the pure-hearted hero sacrifices his entire future potential, forcing his body into a hulking, monstrous physical transformation solely to enact brutal revenge. The roles have completely inverted. The monster was acting out of love to protect someone he cared about, while the humans abandoned their noble ideals, relying on suicidal, apocalyptic malice to ensure their own survival. During Netero's final moments, the creator of the series, Yoshihiro Togashi, executes a brilliant linguistic trick. As the chairman prepares to detonate the bomb, he speaks the Japanese word for evolution, shinka. But on the manga page, the written text acting as subtitles translates his spoken word differently. It reveals the true meaning behind Netero's statement to be akui, malice. The chairman is spelling out the doctrine of mutually assured destruction. Humans might be physically weaker than the chimera ants, but our species has spent decades developing and stockpiling terrifying geopolitical deterrents to wipe each other out. The human race did not survive this encounter because of our capacity for empathy or our spiritual martial arts. We survived because we have a bottomless, industrial capacity to manufacture destruction. The aftermath leaves the victors hollow. Gon remains a broken, comatose shell of a person. Netero dies a complete hypocrite to the martial arts path he spent his entire life perfecting, relying on poison rather than skill to secure the win. The dying monster retreats to a dark underground room. Poisoned by the radiation of the human bomb, Meruem spends his final hours simply playing a board game. Fully aware the radiation is contagious and lethal, Komugi refuses to leave his side. The apex predator dies peacefully, fully embracing his newfound humanity alongside the girl he loves, slowly succumbing to a human mate toxin. The Chimera ant arc strips away the illusion of civilized society. It forces us to look in the mirror and realize that civilization is a thin veneer. When pushed to the brink of extinction, humanity is far more terrifying than any monster hiding in the dark.